The dog are descendants of the wolves. Now, recently there's been a big uproar in exotic animals. One of the main exotic animals on the market are the wolf dogs. Wolf dogs are hybrid dogs made from wolves and domestic dogs. You can also have a hybrid dog from breeding a wolf with an already hybrid wolf dog. And you can also have a hybrid wolf dog by breeding a hybrid wolf dog with a already just a normal domestic dog. Now the difference between these two are just how much wolf and how much dog you want in your hybrid. Obviously, if you breed a wolf with a domestic or with a wolf with a already hybrid dog, you're gonna get a lot more wolf in that the new hybrid. And if you breed a hybrid wolf with a domestic dog, you're gonna get a little more dog in your hybrid. It's really just what you want and what you feel comfortable with in your dog. So today I want to talk about some of the characteristics that make wolf dogs a little different from the domestic dogs. And then also I'm going to go over the 3 wolves used to create these hybrids and the 3 domestic dogs used to create these hybrids, and just a little bit about them and some of their characteristics. So that way you, if you ever want to make your own hybrid wolf dog, you are a little educated and can help pick out the wolves and domestic dogs you would like to use to make your hybrid. So some of the characteristics that make wolf dogs a little different. When they're younger, in like the puppy stage, adolescent stage, you really can't tell a whole lot different from the hybrid dog and the domestic dog. I mean, as they're both doing puppy things, they're going to be very energetic. They're going to be chewing on stuff. And then as they kind of grow a little older, they'll still listen like your normal domestic dog. You can train them the same. I mean, everything is really very similar, but once they kind of start to grow out of the adolescent stage, they will become a little more. You can just see the more of a wolf coming out of them. Mainly just wolves are very timid animals. They will shy away from humans as much as they can, and so once they start to grow out of the adolescent stage, that's usually the first thing you'll see is they'll start to become a little more shy towards humans, especially towards new things. They will just become more timid. And a lot of people, this comes as a shock to a lot of people because a lot of people, when they think of a wolf dog, they think of a very vicious animal, like something that they can use as a guard dog, just something that will be really intimidating. And wolf dogs can actually look very intimidating because they do have a lot of wolf in them, and they will look very intimidating. But most of the time, they'll actually be more timid animals. And they've actually, when they started breeding them, they actually were breeding them for like guard dogs, like police dogs, thinking that they could get a little better dog, a little more vicious dog. But it never worked out because they were always had the wolf in them that were too timid, and so that never panned out. They can also, as they get out of the adolescent stage, they will start to not listen as well, just because they will become more stubborn, like the wolf, just their nature. And so it's really important to try to train them when they're younger, as best as you can, because they will, once they hit that out of the adolescent stage, they will be harder to train, more stubborn, and it's just better to just train them young. They also, like other characteristics like a wolf, they can start howling more. A lot of times people will report that they build dens, and so you gotta be really careful with that because that's just their natural instincts. And then also, their wolves are very territorial and protective of their things, and so like for their food, they'll be very protective. So you have to be very careful when you feed them, and like if you have other dogs around or anything, that they don't mess with their food because they can turn into pretty violent, just because it's their nature. Also, they're very territorial, that they'll urinate a lot kind of in what they think is their area. So a lot of times in the house or in the yard or just anywhere that they think is theirs, they're very likely to urinate, just because that's just their natural instinct. And so those are just some of the characteristics. And a lot of times these characteristics, it really depends like where when you see them, because hi, hybrid dogs like the wolf dogs, they will mature differently than your domestic dogs, and so it really just depends like when you'll see these traits start to pop up in your dog. And also it also depends how much wolf is in your dog and how much domestic dog is in your hybrid. It's just that'll affect like how strong these traits are in your dog, and if you even see them. If there's a lot of, if you don't have much wolf in your hybrid, then you might not see a whole lot of these. But if you have more wolf, obviously you're going to see a lot more of these characteristics pop up, and they're going to be a lot stronger, and you'll definitely be able to tell. And so now we'll go over the three wolves used in most of these hybrids. These are just the three most common, and the three some of my three favorite wolves that were like I saw being used. So the first one is the timber wolf, and in this picture is actually a black timber wolf. They are a very large wolf. Well, actually one of the largest species of wolves on the planet. They can grow up to 6 feet in length and grow and weigh anywhere from 200 to 190 pounds. Their fur is decently thick because they are kind of in the northern hemisphere. They range from all different kind of grays, with all different shades of grays, with a lot of different patterns, and then they can also come in the all black and the all white. As you can't really see because it's kind of dark, but they have a longer muzzle, more pointy muzzle, and some big ears that are pointy on top. These wolves are very aggressive and hunt well in packs, but are also very shy towards humans. The next wolf is the red wolf. As you can see, this wolf is obviously a lot smaller. It's kind of similar to a coyote, but a little bigger than a coyote. It can grow around 4 feet in length and up to like 120 in weight. They have a smaller profile. They have a smaller face, a little more pointy towards the on the muzzle, and they have very pointy ears. Their fur color ranges from all different kinds of grays and browns, and they also have red accents in their fur most of the time. That's why they're called the red wolf. Their fur is a little lighter because they kind of live more in the southern hemisphere, so it's not as heavy of a coat. So that if you live in a hot area, then this is a good wolf to breed with. They're very social. These wolves are very social and also nocturnal, so that's also something to keep in mind, especially the nocturnal part. This is an Arctic wolf. These are also a very big wolf, growing up to 6 feet in length and about 180 pounds. As you can see, their fur is all white. Their fur is usually all white or very light grays. This is because they live more in snowy areas where it's better for camouflage. These wolves are very shy wolves. As you can see in their snout, they have kind of a stockier snout, shorter, and their ears are very small and round. The reason they have a smaller snout and ears is because they often live in very cold areas, and that will help keep the heat in. So now we'll go to the domestic dogs. This is a husky, just your normal husky. As you can see, the curly tail. These dogs are more of a medium dog, growing between like 3 and 4 feet, about 90 pounds. They range from color from black to white, with all different patterns and shades. These are very energetic dogs, and just are great pets. The next domestic dog is the German Shepherd. The German Shepherd are very loyal and protective dogs. They're often used in police dogs. They range in colors from brown and black, and have very distinct pointy ears and a long muzzle. They are also one of the second most popular domestic dogs in the world. Next dog is the Malamute. The Malamute is similar to the Husky, but it's definitely a lot bigger. It can grow up to 150 pounds. It it has some of the same characteristics, but it has smaller ears and even stockier snout. They are a very loving and compassionate dogs that make great pets. Their fur range is very thick. They're built for a lot of sled dogs. These are one of the most common sled dogs. So they're very sturdy and stocky and very athletic. They're a great dog. And so those are the three domestic dogs and the three wolves. And so now you know a little bit about them. So if you ever did have to make a choice, and so when you're making a choice for your hybrid, you want to take into account how big you want it, what color you want the fur to be, like what you want it to look like, what facial features, what body features you want it to have, and then also the personality of the characteristics of the dogs and the wolves you choose in your hybrid. Nothing's gonna be like 100% accurate, but just having being knowledgeable in these areas and about the dogs and the wolves will give you a better success chance in getting the exact hybrid that you will want. For me, choosing a hybrid, I would like to breed a all black timber wolf with a Malamute. That will be my hybrid, and then I'll breed that with a darker shaded fur and a bigger Malamute, and so that way I'll get something hopefully like this. And the reason I want to breed a hybrid with a Malamute is that way I have less wolf, so that way I'd just be easier to train and kind of better around the house. And it just, I kind of like the bigger dog, so it'll be a bigger dog because the Timberwolf's a big dog and the Malamute's a big dog. And also I like my dogs with darker fur, and so I just think this would be an ideal dog for me. And so I just can't wait to one day own my own wolf hybrid. Thank you.